Hey, it was decent. Yo, I have a crazy battle, man. And it's been so long ever since I had the opportunity to say that against my boy, WitchDoctor, aka the Darkness, man. He's gonna be out with his boy Absol, switch right out onto Hitmo Top on my Boufflant. It is not gonna even matter, man. As if the Intimidate and the defensive stats are gonna save you, potentially, from the Boufflant, man. Look how much Choice Band and Head Charge did, even after Intimidate, man. So I'm gonna switch out anyway because I figured that his Hitmo Top will be faster thanks to my EV spread. Even if he is fully defensive, I am a little bit slow because I do have HP investments invested on my Boufflant. So I'm just gonna switch out to my boy Sandslash in order to go for the rocks. I figured he's gonna want to go switch out into, like, maybe let's say his Meganium and or his Gardevoir, you know, to get a nice little easy switch into like his Mega Evolution and or an easy switch to do like Leech Seed or something like that. But it's all good because I want to have rocks in play right now. So I'm gonna switch out my Sandslash, obviously, to save for a little bit later on because he does have Hitmo Top as well as the app, so I can definitely use the defensive core that I have in Sandslash. He's gonna bring out Alakazam by forcing it out and using Dragon Tail on the Skuntank. I'm gonna switch right back out into Skuntank, and he makes a switch into Gardevoir. So that's actually pretty great there because now I can actually go for the Sucker Punch and or the Pursuit. You know, it's all depending on whether he switches or not. I decide to go and risk it, go for the Pursuit. He switches right out, which is great, which means that Pursuit will do the same base that Sucker Punch would have done had he stayed in and attacked me anyway. And it also means that if he decides to switch out before he switches out into Hitmo Top and spins away my entry hazards, that he'll die from the entry hazards. So now he's gonna bring in his Nidoqueen, and I guess primarily to block the Poison Jab, potentially if I did have it on my Skuntank, but I just go for Explosion because I wanted to make sure that he didn't have like rocks or anything like that. So now I'm switching to my boy Alakazam. He uses his Gardevoir's Death Adder to see what I was switching to primarily. So now he goes out into Absol, which is great in a sense for me because I figured that I could just go for a nice little Focus Blast. Being known that I think it does like neutral damage, I think it does neutral damage if I stand corrected because yes, it actually does. So he decides to go for the Pursuit, predicting me to switch out, and I go for the Focus Blast. Unfortunately for me, I miss, and now he's gonna go for the Sucker Punch, which I did predict this turn, hence my switch out into Sandslash. I'm gonna just save my Alakazam for a little bit later on. Even if he sets up like any entry hazards of his own, Alakazam does have the Magic Guard, as you guys do know, so it's gonna be a great asset as long as it's still alive, in my opinion. So now Hitmo Top comes right back up into play, hence my attack. I didn't want to go for the Stealth Rocks, well rather not Stealth Rocks because Stealth Rocks are in play right now, but I didn't want to go for like a Toxic. I really did want to go for the Toxic, but since Absol was in play, I didn't want to take the chance. You know, he could have actually just stayed in one turn and go for the play rough, predicting me to stay and go for the support move because a lot of Sandslash do carry the support Toxic. You know, it's a common set. So now I just go for the Toxic now, and instead of staying in and set up another layer of Stealth Rocks that I did do before, I'm just going to decide to switch out, predicting him to go out into his Meganium to try to take advantage of the fact that I have Sandslash in play. But instead I go into Embo, which is actually pretty perfect because he goes to the play rough, and since fire resists fairies, I take neutral damage from that play rough, which means that I'll be able to survive. And also, thanks to my Ember being Assault Vest with 252 in HP, now that means that I can also survive that, which is great. He brings in Archeops, and I am gonna go for the Sucker Punch as the last stand before I die. Obviously, to this thing, it didn't even matter what EV investment I had on my Ember. Ember was gonna bite the dust anyway. So that's great there. That also means that I'm able to weaken it to the point where my Alakazam can just come into play. Thankfully, Archeops does not have access to Unburden, so I don't have to worry about it outspeeding Alakazam. And then afterwards, in comes his Hitmo Top. Obviously, go for the Sucker Punch and or the Bullet Punch. So I'm just going to switch out into my boy Sandslash, I believe is what I bring in. So, no, Tangrowth actually. So I bring in my boy Tangrowth because he just has this as well as his Meganium left over, so it's not much that he can really do. Even if he goes for like the Dragon Tail after damaging my Tangrowth with the Hitmo Top, it's still not going to be doing enough because my Tangrowth is also Assault Vest, and plus to add insult to entry, I do have Regenerate, so I can switch out my own accord too if I feel like I'm being severely threatened. So now I take out the Hitmo Top, which is I should have done like a turn before with the Giga Drain, but that's alright. I go for the knockoff now. He brings in the Meganium with the Big Root, which also confirms in my mind that he does have Leech Seed and or Giga Drain. So now I bring in my boy Alakazam after he forces me out with the Dragon Tail. He's just gonna go for the Dragon Tail again, knock out the Alakazam, and I'm just gonna be able to bring in a Boufflant and knock him out. Boufflant ending yet another game, man. viewers, I definitely did have a lot of fun. Peace! What you doing?